Hi everyone. We're going to be talking about some more jazz lines today, and all three of these that we're going to be talking about, which are great examples of lines over two fives, are by the legendary Ted Dunbar, one of my favorite guitarists of all time. Um, some of his books on jazz improvisation are very popular choices for people um, studying, and the only thing better than that, in my opinion, is actually listening to his records and trying to pick apart what it is that he's doing. Um, all three of these lines come from the first 16 bars of his solo on Land of the Rising Sun, on the album Gentle Time Alone, I think it's called. So yeah, let's get straight into the lines. The first one's over a 2-5 in the key of D flat, but it's resolving to B flat major. That's the key of the song. So we're going from E flat minor 7, A flat 7 to B flat major 7, and this is the line. So first off, on the and of the 2, on the E flat minor 7 here, he's got a line starting on the minor 7. There's minor 7, 5, natural 6, to lead us into the A flat 7. So that's the first beat on A flat 7. So what we're seeing there is he's going from the dominant 7 on the A flat 7 to the 9. A really sort of common movement you'll hear on dominant chords is something like this. Just ascending the arpeggio up to the 9. Again, on major chords as well, if we take, for example, an A flat major 7. Is that arpeggio including the 9 to sort of enclose around the root. That's what Ted Dunbar's doing here, and then he's just descending the dominant scale there, or the scale of the A flat 7. That's our first note on the B flat major. So what he's done is he's descended that A flat 7 scale and then ascended back up to the major third of B flat. And this is something that, I mean, it has a lot of different names. I don't really have a name I use for it, but you know when you hear it, he's doing something called, as I've heard it, called a pivot arpeggio. So instead of going from the major third to the 5th above it, he's gone from the major third to the 5th below it. That's a sort of powerful technique you can use when soloing bass on arpeggios. That's going to give your lines, it's going to make them stand out more. So that line there, again, he's going up to the 9. So 3rd and then 5th, major 7, 9, root, 5th. So again, there's that idea of enclosing around the 9, which is a really great idea for soloing over the arpeggiated lines. The second line we're going to look at is over a 2-5 in G flat major. So what's Ted Dunbar doing there? Well, first off, again, this idea comes back yet again of arpeggios including the 9th degree, which is why these lines, I picked these lines for this video, because I was listening to the solo and I was hearing he's doing this over and over again. So on that A flat minor 7, we've got just up the arpeggio to the 9, and then just down the scale. Again, similar idea to the last line he played. And again, a sort of pivot idea. Instead of going back down to the root, to the A flat, it's going to an octave above. And then we got a line on the G flat major 7. Using this shape here. And he's just descending again to that major 7 to the 5th, and then on that 6th there on the G flat major 7. So again, another really nice line, using the same sort of ideas as the first two. And the last line we've got here, yet again we've got a 2-5 movement. It's resolving to B flat again, but this time it actually is a 2-5 in the key of B flat. So let's take a look at that line. Yet again, and you'll notice I keep saying it, here he's just ascending that arpeggio right from the root on the C minor 7. And that's the first note he's landing on the F7, which is the dominant 7 on F. So he's just, again, as we saw on the A flat minor 7 on one of the previous lines, he's going up the minor arpeggio and then descending down to this natural 6, and then just up the scale until you reach the dominant 7 on the F, and then that's the line on the F. So what he's doing there is from the dominant 7 up to the flat 9, and then it's a dominant 7, 5th to the major 3rd of the B flat major 7, because the dominant 7 and 5th of F enclose around the major 3rd on the B flat. Really great lines all around. I mean, Ted Dunbar, if you're not familiar with his music, check out as much of it as you can. He's really a legend of bebop. His books are great, and transcribe his solos, man. Everything that you need is in there. For me, you know, I don't look past Joe Pass, Ted Dunbar, Barry Harris, Jimmy Bruno, you know, the greats, the great bebop players. All the languages there, and this album, and this solo especially on this album, probably my favourite solo on the album, has all the bebop language you could ever want in spades. To briefly answer one question I got recently too, what strings do I use? Well, usually it's whatever flat wounds are the cheapest I can get my hands on. I've noticed I get about 60 hours or so out of my strings where they're still sounding good. There's really 20 hours at the start where they're really sounding good. So that only lasts me sort of 10 days or so. I don't have enough money to change my strings every 10 days though, so I usually go as close to a month as I can, being depressed for 2/3 of that month about why my strings aren't sounding good anymore. But it's one of those things that's more a feel kind of thing, you know. I don't think someone listening to me play will actually notice how much of a difference, but similar to like the pick I use a Dunlop 204 picks, really good for me. They're very small. I quite like that. Some people like bigger picks, or plectrums, whatever you want to call them. Doesn't change the sound much, honestly, but the feel for the player is different. So I use 12s at the minute, flat wound 12s. I had 13s on before. It just so happened that the 12s this time are about £5 cheaper. So Strings Direct is the website I get them from in the UK. They're very good. I've had a couple faulty sets from them before, and they've replaced them, sort of no questions asked. Very good customer service. So it's not advertised. I wish I had a sponsorship, but that's just a recommendation from me. So if you have any other questions, or if there are any other lines, solos, musicians, etc. you want me to talk about, analyze, go through, any tunes you want me to play, any music recommendations, I'm always looking for that. Send them over. Yeah, so thanks everybody for watching. I hope this really helped. Like I said, Ted Dunbar, legend. So yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Share the video if you know someone who would find it helpful. And I'll see you next time. Stay safe, everyone. Much love. See you next time.